Okay, it is 9:41 a.m. and I had one trade with KGKG. The level 2 data is still off on E-Trade, so I learned from yesterday I am using interactive brokers and the data works just fine. In fact, I'm looking at it right now and yep, it is totally off on E-Trade, and I'm gonna guess the other platforms like Thinkorswim and Fidelity, and there might have been some other ones mentioned in the chat, but I don't know more than the ones that I mentioned, and I did trade this one. I'm not the best with just morning breakouts or, morning spikes or just higher day breakouts in general, but I did see an opportunity and I bought 25,000 shares at 9:32. I was actually at the same minute. It's just not something in my realm, but something I do want to get better at, and it's not like there was a, excuse me, a morning panic bounce play to trade anyway, but KGKG was doing this thing in that it was trying to do this breakout over the 90 level. I mentioned it yesterday, I think at the very end of the video for that day. And that's what it did in the morning. It was a very quick spike and it got to that level. And I was in it at 9:32, at 93, right here. And I saw the same minute at 95. Now, it might have been 94 and a half, but I'm going to find out what the exact number is. I made something, but I didn't make that much because I didn't have like 100,000 shares, for example, on the other day, because I didn't think the setup was that nice for something like that. And it did spike to 1 cent rather quickly, but as you can tell, it also just sold off quickly, and now the price action is kind of scary looking. You can see there have been some wicks as low as 90, so this is clearly showing that it doesn't have the best volume. There's a million share seller at 95, and if you were to not have the right data, you would think there's nothing wrong with this at all. You would think it's okay, maybe a big seller at 95, but with the right data, you saw that there was a million share seller show up. Now he's not there anymore, but that might have scared a lot of people out of this trade right now, or this stock, because they just realized that, hey, there are some people who are trying to sell some heavy size on the ask, and it doesn't mean it's not going to uptrend, but it lets you be more prepared and calculate risk better. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm up. It's probably not too much, but that's about it. HBL had like a sketchy drop. It wasn't like a morning panic bounce play. It didn't drop enough. It also closed yesterday at this 14.5 level, so it also had like a spike towards the upside, just very ugly looking. I don't mind missing something like this. IOUS wouldn't be bad if it were to try to break this 15 level. It hasn't done it. I've been watching that. No interest in CYBL. DPLS ideally doesn't fade the entire day, but instead offers a morning panic bounce play if it's going to be a red day. That's about it for right now. Just one trade with KGKG, and I'm happy that I have data that works. It is 9:57. I want to make a quick update. Which one was it? I think it's not here. It was yeah, it was this one. This one actually worked as a morning panic bounce play. I had a thing at 970. It did turn around. I didn't like how so much volume went through, and it only went from the 970s to 979. It didn't really do that much, and it did uptrend. However, it got to the 980s and right under VWAP. Now, is it going to get to VWAP? There's a chance that it can, but higher priced OTCs aren't really the best with morning panic bounce plays, but this is a setup that I did hesitate on. I would have made maybe, I guess, 12 cents perhaps if I were to have held through into this consolidation range. I'm currently having an interest right now with LWLG because it's doing this breakouts over the $8 level, give or take, this entire range right here. I would say about $8. If this thing can have for a dip under VWAP and some kind of consolidation, that might not be so bad. This isn't too ideal. It is a listed stock. It used to be an OTC, but I'll be watching this for now. Okay, it is 10:04. It did a very quick turnaround. I wouldn't have been a part of this, but It's not bad. Maybe it can continue to do something, and maybe I can try to consider this in the future. But as of right now, I pretty much missed it. It had a downtrend, and it was just chilling around this level for a while. Like barely any trades were going through. Then all of a sudden, there were these big streaks, as you can see here, of just buying action, and that's what got it up. So I don't mind missing it for that reason. It's not like an ideal OTC pattern. It's a listed stock, although it used to be an OTC. I'll keep watching this. I don't mind missing it. And KGKG is trying to do a breakout above a penny. I will be watching this, but I didn't like how volume immediately dried up after it, the move, and I was in and out here. Just a little more volume, and it got to a penny, and then it shot off and just started looking all sketchy. So I will continue to watch it. I think the data now is working, but I'm not extremely sure. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's still broken on E-Trade. I'll make an update later, but we have this, and we also have LWLG. Okay, it is 10:40. I did not really feel that nice about this trade. Pretty uneasy with the way it did it, but right now the goal for this one would be to break VWAP, or at least maintain something above it, which is 812 at the moment, and then it can try to uptrend. It looks a lot like Head and Shoulders is forming. A shoulder here, a head, and then it has a dip higher than here, which is nice, playing off of VWAP, and then maybe you'll make a shoulder, maybe something. Ideally, at least the 820s and then the 826s, but I just really felt uneasy with the way this one was just hanging in there, and it's just not a setup I'm that familiar with. I'm, not that good with it. It's a listed stock, and I was in at 1038 at 807, right here, 807. So it was downtrending. I had a trend line, and it followed it very nicely, and then when it kind of got out of it, it was kind of trading back and forth, and I'm up a little bit with not LWLG, KGKG, and I didn't want to just like try. First, I had 25 shares. I didn't want to just try a 810, which was at the ask, and it just goes to 8 and it breaks it, and I'm out at 790, 202 right there, and then I'd be out like, I'd be down on the day, and I know it's very petty, but I didn't want to be down on the day, so I still took the trade, however, and I placed the order between the bid and the ask, which was, I think, a 10-cent spread, so it was right about the middle. I did get executed on this turnaround when somebody bought a whole bunch of shares, and I immediately just feeling uneasy about it, just altogether uneasy. I wish it would trade a little more. This one trades in like streaks. It has one streak, a few like genuine different trades here, then a streak, different trades, and then it just has like these big streaks, and I just wish it wouldn't do stuff like that. I wish it would just trade like a normal listed stock, and it's just being kind of iffy. But in theory, this thing has plenty of probability for it to go to the 820s and maybe even try to get to the 830s. Best case scenario, it breaks a day high, and the head and shoulders pattern doesn't work because it breaks the head right here. So I'll make an update to see what this one does later. I've lost my interest with KGKG. Had some very sketchy price action. Somebody bought like $180,000 worth of this stock, like right here, and then there was a sketchy thing here when somebody was able to get like 20,000, I think, shares at this price at 86, and that was kind of sketchy. But it's continuously uptrending, very similar to what LWLG could do, maybe a shoulder, a head, and then I bought it basically around here, not counting this freaky candle, and then it makes a shoulder. In this case right here, it breaks this 107 level. I'm not sure if the level 2 is working for that one now. It might be working now, which is ideal because I like the way E-Trade's level 2 works. But yeah, I'll make an update to see what this one does later. It's now at 812 by 816. It also trades with a spread, which I don't like. It might even top out here if it wants to make a smaller shoulder than here, but you know, that's part of trading. You know, you just put yourself in a situation that you will profit more likely than not. I didn't make that much, 80 pennies. So listed stock, not really, again, in my realm, which is morning panic bounce place, but I saw the opportunity and I had to take it. And I've seen that with KGKG, that it has an uptrend and then the level 2 just drops drastically and it really downtrends. We'll see what these things can do over time. It is 11:40 p.m. and I am up today $4.54. And that was trading KGKG way in the morning, you know, trying my best to be a part of something I'm not really, you know, that experienced with compared to the other setups that I do, which is like a morning spike. Playing off of that nice, I think 90 sub-penny level breakout. This thing can do some kind of continuation and maybe offer more dip buy opportunities. I do regret that. I just feel like I wasn't as aggressive. I should have. This price action here, as you can see, is very abnormal from the rest of the day, and it completely threw me off. But it did continue the uptrend, and maybe some kind of a follow-up dip buy when it did this run up and it downtrended here. You know, playing off of the same level right here at 105, now being you know, a stock above a penny. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of iffy, but I feel like I could have been more aggressive with this one, but I think it is a step in the right direction. I need to just keep trying. DPLS can be a nice morning panic bounce play at this point. LWLG, the last time I mentioned it was around here, I believe, when I traded it right here, and it did make the head and shoulder, head, shoulder, and this did not really uptrend that much. It just barely got to that 820 level, and I did mention that it might make a stubby, you know, small little shoulder, and ideally, it could have been a great buy again here at the $8 level. Now that it was fully, you know, under it at some point with a little bit of volume, maybe wiping out some sellers, and you know, that offered a very just straight up move from $8 to $8.50. So that was pretty impressive in that sense. And after that, it wasn't really too much of an ideal opportunity, although I did continue the uptrend here, which is pretty nice. I do miss I did miss out here. I could have tried this, and I could have tried KGKG again around here. Those are my two regrets, although I feel like I could have been more aggressive on KGKG. Nothing much with CYBL, HMBL, nothing either. That's about it. I felt like I could have been more aggressive, and I did undertrade on LWLG because I didn't want to, you know, have like a slight profit on KGKG and then lose on something I'm not that good at, which is a listed setup. So I'm not too upset for trading a little small there, but here could have warranted an opportunity for me to try with a proper risk level for this being a listed stock. That's all I have for today. Still stings that I missed out on that other setup from yesterday, but it could be so much worse. I could have been long JPEX for whatever reason and then be down 60% on the day. That's all I have for today. I'm going to try on Friday and just keep showing up to the markets every single day. That's all I have.